question this week is from Maria. Maria lives in Springfield, Virginia. And she said, "Hi, Julie. Could you please scan my son, Enzo? He is 6 years old and suffers from sporadic muscle spasms. We had a whole exome genetic test done and learned he has a variant on the ADCY5 gene that causes his dyskinesia. That's the spasms. In addition, he's recently begun drooling excessively. Is the drooling caused by his medication or does he have an issue with his tongue and swallowing? Could you heal him and stop his muscle spasms? His muscle spasms prevent him from sleeping at night. Even with all his physical challenges, he's so considerate of others and tries so hard to do everything other kids can do. Thank you, Maria." And here's my response. Hi, Maria. Thanks for submitting your question about your little boy, Enzo. I'll do all I can to help him. To energetically connect with Enzo, I first connected to you and then to him. He telepathically gave me permission to scan him. I don't ever scan anybody without their permission because it's an ethical thing with me. I think it's a violation of people's privacy, even babies. I won't scan a baby if the baby spirit doesn't give me permission. I can, but I won't. Not interested. Okay, so he gave me permission. In my mind's eye, not all of his muscle fibers looked straight and tight. Rather, some were curvy like a winding road. It was like a snake, almost like the curves went in and out, and it was a bit loose. The idea of Enzo's spasms tightening the loose strands entered my head. So when it was loose and those muscle fibers were not tight, it was almost as if the muscles were spasming, trying to tighten themselves. That's the thought that I had. And when I'm scanning somebody, I see things in my mind's eye and I get information downloaded into my head. I call that divine downloads. So that was the information that I was getting when I was watching the healing happen, because it's spirit working through me and with me to facilitate the healings. I went on to say, next, I saw again in my mind's eye, 4 strands of Enzo's DNA get resequenced back to normal. That's the DNA is the recipe that tells the cells how to behave. When there's an issue, I watch the strands of DNA in a healing get resequenced. The letters on the strands of DNA, I watch them get resequenced back to a normal recipe, and it works great. I do it a lot with cancer patients, especially. I went on to say, does Enzo take magnesium? I'm getting, that's a thought in my head, he is deficient. Lastly, I do believe his drooling is a side effect of his medication. Perhaps Enzo's doctor can suggest a different one. What you want to do, Maria, is go to an internet search, type in the name of his medication, type in NNT at the end of it. Stands for number needed to treat. That's going to tell you how effective the medication is. There will be a number. The higher the number, the less effective the medication. So you want to have that information so you can have an intelligent discussion with his doctor about that medication. As for my healing Enzo, no one heals another person. We all heal ourselves. The healings I facilitate happen on the energetic level and integrate into a person's body. That can happen instantly, take days, weeks, or months, and may need complementary care like medicine, physical therapy, change in diet, etc. It's always the person's or dogs, like we talked with Rascal. It's always the person's spirit's choice of how or even whether a healing will be integrated into their body. Hope Enzo's feeling better soon. An analogy I like to use about how nobody heals anybody else is, think of when somebody has surgery. At the end of the procedure, the surgeon's going to close the incision with sutures and staples, but the surgeon doesn't make the skin grow back of that patient. The patient makes her own skin grow back. And I think that's a great analogy of how this works. Nobody heals anybody else. Those of you that have been to multiple doctors and gotten multiple diagnoses and different treatment plans and you still have the same symptoms, nobody heals anybody else. We heal ourselves. And doctors and healers and other medical providers and acupuncture people, acupressure, chiropractic, all those medical modalities, they're all complementary to one another. They're all part of the healing equation to help you heal yourself. So, thanks, Maria, for that question. I hope Enzo's feeling better soon.